Now 30 to 40 hardliner House Republicans are responsible for the government shutdown. People like Congressman Steve Stockman. You remember him. He's the congressman who invited a hateful rodeo clown in a President Obama mask to perform in his home state. Then there are others like Paul Brown. He's on the House Science Committee, but he thinks the whole climate change thing, quote, is a hoax. And let's not forget Michele Bachmann. She's been pushing the shutdown from the start. Here's what she's saying about the president.
We could have an impeachment hearing in the House, and in my mind, the president has committed impeachable offenses. People aren't going to take the thuggery of this president much longer. You are not a dictator.
Yes, these are the folks demanding a shutdown. They're calling for impeachment. They think climate change is a hoax. They think racist rodeo clowns are heroes. But who put these wacky ideas in their heads?
This is an artist, a very brave artist, believe it or not, rodeo clowns.
Today, I declare myself officially a rodeo clown.
The undeniable global warming is undeniably caused by human beings. It is a hoax. All of that, I mean, I don't know how else to say it.
You know what these would be in past years? And I don't mean to be controversial. These would be impeachable offenses.
Yep, the right-wing media calls the shots. So if you want to know who's really to blame for the shutdown, it's the real bosses of the GOP.
I don't think they should give in at all. And if that means that they're going to sit this out for a month or 2 months or however long the president wants to be arrogant and not talk to anybody, let's sit it out.
The Republicans never say no. The whole party ought to be obstructing. The whole party ought to be saying no to everything in Obama's agenda.
Bring it on. Bring it on. Shut it down. I'm all for it.
Sound familiar? Joining me now, our former Democratic Congressman from Virginia, Tom Perriello. He's now president and CEO of the Center for American Progress Action Fund. And MSNBC Goldie Taylor. Thank you both for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Congressman, let me start with you. You served with some of these congressmen. Are they just parroting whatever the right-wing talkers are saying?
Well, obviously you have a range. You have public servants serving in the House and the Republican side who take their job very seriously. And I think these new devastating poll numbers for the Republicans about the shutdown help empower the more moderate and reasonable voices that are left in the Republican Party, because it shows that those voices in the right-wing media and the more extreme side of their caucus were simply wrong that this was a good idea. It's been terrible for them politically, and it's also, we're already seeing, terrible for the economy and particularly the families caught in the middle. So there are good people in the caucus. They just haven't necessarily had the guts to step up, particularly on the House side. I think the new polling numbers and other aspects of this should empower them to step up a little more and show some courage.
I want to go back to the polling, but let me ask you this, Goldie. Tomorrow, the right-wing Values Voter Summit kicks off. And look who the opening speakers are. The people who spearheaded the shutdown: Senator Mike Lee, Senator Ted Cruz, Senator Rand Paul, Congresswoman Michele Bachmann. And would you look at who they are sharing the stage with? The other main speakers: Glenn Beck, Mark Levin, Jim DeMint, the new honcho of the Heritage Foundation and founder of the far-right wacky website WorldNet Daily. That's the site that calls the president a gay Kenyan.
It absolutely is. You know, with these kinds of values, you've got to wonder who these people really are. You know, it seems to me that bullies really control the campfire here. And what has to happen is that some of these people have got to be dismissed from the circle. There is a silent majority, I believe, of moderate Republicans around this country. They typically identify themselves as independents. Until that group of people comes together and coalesces as a group and decides to primary some of these Tea Party Republicans, that decides that they want to purge their party of some of these very extremist voices, then, you know, we're going to have some of the same old rhetoric time and time again, and we're going to lose the inherent strength of a strong two-party system.